Are there aliens in Wales? Okay, probably not. But a mystery 10-foot steel monolith has appeared in the middle of nowhere on Hay Bluff. A number of similar triangular structures have popped up globally in recent years, including the Netherlands, Spain, and Turkey, with no explanation. They could just be an elaborate art project. But for now, the conspiracy theories are being fueled.
How would you, as a higher intelligence, represent yourself to a lesser intelligence? Well, let's go back to pre-civilization. Maybe you show yourself as the spirits in the forest, and you give messages through that. Once you get a little bit more civilized, then you show yourself as the gods. And then you're God. Well, we don't believe in God anymore necessarily. Not everybody does. So what do we believe in? We believe in technology. So you show yourself as a form of technology, right? But the common thread is you're not alone. And there's something else here with you. And there's something that's, as you said, watching you. Whatever it is projecting something into the mind rather than it being real. Use some sort of electromagnetic or other means to stimulate their neurons in ways that would accomplish the same goal. The issue around these so-called UFO reports is that the same people will see a very different thing, almost as if...
Here's the deal. All of that is unclassified footage. Now, how I obtained it, that's, for everybody else to wonder, but...
Can you talk us through that video
Sure.
and give us your analysis?
Okay, so you've got a spherical shaped object. Now, if you use in FLIR, if you look at, you can usually see things in certain range. You can see if there's appendages and that kind of thing. So people believe that this was spherical. They go faster than the speed of sound without a sonic boom. That is so important. That was said by numerous of our officials. It appears to go into the water. That would mean a trans-medium vehicle. They actually sent a submarine to go look for wreckage or the craft, and nothing was recovered or found. And that's something I've reported on that I stand by because I know it to be true. So this object, you see it, the shape of it is most likely the actual shape of this thing. There's estimates of size, and it goes into the water. Now, it didn't make a physical splash. That's not what they're, when they say splash, that just means we've got something that has gone.
Because you don't actually see it move. You just, 1 minute it's there, the next minute it's gone.
Yeah, so some people have another theory about this. That it's not necessarily transmedium, that it is changing states.
You guys are not gonna like this. A giant Pentagon report was just released that detailed the US government's involvement with UAPs. This did include the results of witness reports to Congress. The classified ones. There is a lot of stuff in this report, and they acknowledge that many UAP reports remain unsolved or unidentified, but of the ones that they were able to investigate, there was no evidence of extraterrestrial activity. This is only the executive summary, and I appreciate the way everything's laid out. It's claim and then explanation. And they analyzed unclassified and classified programs, informations, documents, and witness testimony. In some cases, witnesses had heard and testified about real classified government programs. However, because they were never involved in them, they really had just heard rumors about what had happened and incorrectly attributed that to aliens. But there was no extraterrestrial activity involved at all. This report is the first time I've seen them address so many claims and so many programs. This report is dense. It's going to take you a long time to get through, so before you judge it from this video, go read it. And in my opinion, I really enjoy the way they laid it out. Here's the claim, here's how we investigated it, here's the conclusion. Very straightforward. I actually enjoyed that. This is the most comprehensive government-wide review ever of classified and unclassified US government documents related to UFOs. And if you're typing a comment getting mad at me, I didn't write this.
This is gonna sound so crazy, but around 9:15, so like 2 minutes ago, I'm walking on the beach, right? So I'm in Santa Monica, and I look up in the sky, and flying up looks like a red shooting star. I've never seen anything like it. It was at first I thought it was a shooting star, but it was shooting up, and it was red. Like the trail was red, and I like pulled my camera out and I couldn't get it to focus. So I can understand why sometimes people don't get footage that oh my. So I understand why people can't get footage sometimes, but I got footage. I got it. I'm gonna post it right now. The only time I've ever seen anything like that is when Elon Musk supposedly shot the Falcon 9 with the Iridium satellites in it was like 2008, 17 or 18 in December. And I wrote about it, but this was like totally different. It was much smaller and it was traveling so fast. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. It had this red tail. Oh my gosh. What? I've never seen anything like. Oh my gosh. Look at it. Blown away. It had this like bright red, like saturated streak in the sky. Oh my gosh. I'm at Santa Monica Beach. I was just walking home. And what's crazy is I can barely see it with my own eyes now. If anybody knows what that was, would you mind messaging me and telling me? Because seriously, like that looked exactly like what that rocket launch looked like many years ago, but smaller. But this light was bright red. I wish I would have captured it from the very start, where when I saw it, it was this saturated, bright flame like red just going through the sky. I'm just, wow. You know what's so crazy is I was just listening, like I'm walking home right now listening to like Cat Williams and Joe Rogan, and they were talking about like the Anunnaki and like how they like knew things about space that we didn't, and that just happened right now. And look, I might be a total idiot, but I do night walks every day. I'm a total night crawler, and I've never seen anything red just shoot up into the sky. So that was pretty magical, and I hope it was something, because that would definitely make me feel less alone on this lonely girl walk.
This is a comprehensive report from the Pentagon office that's been looking into UFO incidents now for the last couple of years. They studied more than 80 years worth of historic documents and investigations into UFO incidents. They found no links, and most importantly, they found no evidence to suggest that the United States government or industry possesses any alien technologies. We've heard claims over the years that the United States government has been executing a cover-up of what it knows about UFOs, about extraterrestrials, that the United States is in possession of some alien spacecraft or potentially even alien remains. And this report that's come out now from this Pentagon office says they have not found anything that's
picture of two ETs. So this is one, and you know, he very triangular shaped head, almost like a beak-like face. We have another one that happened at Joshua Tree National Park about, I don't know, 15 years ago. It's an extraterrestrial being that's sort of levitating, floating out in the desert just outside our circle. So yeah, we have a lot of unusual material. About 30 witnesses to this. This photograph was taken with a really good Nikon camera by David Marconi, who concluded, number one, we're not alone in the universe, and number two, who's making contact with them, right? Not the State Department or UN. So we started a project called the CE5 Contact Program. And we know that the technologies they have are what are known as trans-dimensional technologies, crack the Rosetta Stone of contact with these civilizations, which we have. So that ended up being...
Yo, check out this video, guys. This is crazy. This was sent to me today. And wow, look at that. I got it zoomed up on the second part of this video. Check it out, guys. Let me know what you think.
Have you heard the very vague statement that the Pentagon released about UFOs? Well, the Pentagon says that UFOs are not actually from space, they are military aircraft tests, and the conspiracy theories are unfounded. Jalopnik says, isn't that what they would say if UFOs were real though? They add, when did we start trusting the US government to investigate itself? Wired added that the reports are really vague. If the UFOs are spacecrafts, where are they? They also pointed out, if that's the case, what secret technology is the government hiding? But USA Today says, come on, there is no alien mothership, let's stop with the conspiracy theories. Well, TikTok, this is a weird one, so let me know what you think in the comments and follow for more.
UFO spotted in Iran and the army opened fire on it. What do you think of this?
What the hell is this? What is this? An exhaustive report on UFOs from the Pentagon? When did we start letting shapes run the government? No wonder everything's messed up. No wonder everything's messed up. They even have a Pentagon-shaped building. I didn't vote in any shapes. And what other shapes are involved in our government? Are the circles running Congress? And that's why they never accomplish anything? No, but yeah, there's a bunch of declassified stuff on UFOs now. Kind of cool. Also, kind of funny. The state that the world's in, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Government's like, hey, we've got aliens. We've known about them forever. We've got them. Got video. We got the items from the aliens. Their trinkets. Everyone's like, yeah, all right. I can't afford a house. I just wanted to share this with you guys. Okay. The Pentagon released this report. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Finding alien technology. Who knows what'll come from it? Maybe we'll see the results of this given the bureaucracy of our government in, the next 60, 70, 100 years or something. I don't know. I've always wondered, did the Wi-Fi come from the aliens? Is that where we got it from? But where did we go? Who invented Wi-Fi?
So another monolith spawned in the middle of nowhere. These things always pop up with an unknown artist. And how do they get to these locations? This one was in Whaley's, wherever that's at, March 12th. But these things be dropped in the middle of nowhere. A lot of people think these are alien technology. What you think? These monoliths, right? Mysterious. Y'all probably remember the story of when one spawned in Utah and it got removed 4 years later, but it spawned in the middle of Utah. And this is where the pin is dropped at. That's literally the middle of nowhere. Like, look, who is, and you can say, oh, that's the government, that's this, bro. Why would the government drop a random silver pillar in the middle of who dropping these things? I think the same people who drop these gotta be the same one who make these crop circles and then dip. Well, they say, no, the wind naturally makes the crop circle and all that, but come on, how are they making these intricate symmetric forms? The same forms that you see on buildings, the same sigils and symbols that you see on buildings. There's something going on. There's a deeper esoteric meaning to these monoliths, and we finna figure out what they is, or if they're just a distraction. But they're not a distraction because they don't even put them on all if they was a distraction, it'd be on every single news media outlet. But it's not. And I'm not gonna say it always happened, but this happened several times. These silver Minecraft blocks, vibranium, obsidian blocks just spawn in the middle of nowhere. Who? And it's always say oh, the artist is unknown. But they say a monolith is a large, singly upright block of stone, especially one shaped into serving as a pillar or a monument. So even some of the I'm about to say the Etruscan statues, what they call those statues, right? The ones with the face, like the Olmec heads, those are all monoliths. Those are all symbols. And it also says a large and impersonal political, corporate, social structure regarded as an intractable. Okay, that's their definition for it, right? If you've seen the 2001 movie Space Odyssey, I gotta actually watch the whole thing, right? They tell you that these monoliths somehow triggers evolutionary shifts. And what's going on right now, bro? It's shifting. The planet is shifting. You can even, it's shifting on a spiritual level. It's shifting on a frequency level. But you can even see these frequencies affecting the people. Keys to how you got, that's why they have to, they want to be able to control this energy. So they know shifts are inevitable. They know evolutionary shifts are inevitable. So what do? We have to spin it in our narrative. There's a war going on. There's this going on. There's immigrants in the country. There's this. We have stuff that's happening. But it's us that's doing it. It's the people. No, bro. They're doing galactic chess moves. So they're creating the Hegelian dialect scenarios to go with the shift that's already happened naturally, instead of us taking a shift and changing our reality, because it all starts in the mind, right? Changing our reality with our own hands. They don't want us to merge time with our own hands. Like Kendrick Lamar said, it's my world. I grab the universe and play kickball. And it's a reason why them California earthquakes hitting so hard.
Aliens tried to abduct my neighbor's son.
Yo, this is crazy, yo. It's the middle of the night, and we literally all saw an explosion, and then everyone in the neighborhood saw the same fucking UFO, bro. And now the fire department's here trying to figure out what the hell's going on, but nobody believes us. Like, we kept telling them, like, there's a fucking UFO that, like, came down. I heard a scream. I ran outside. I saw the explosion. The neighbor saw it, and apparently it was pulling somebody out of this house over here. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, I'll let y'all know, like, what happens. But this is crazy. Like, we literally saw a UFO, all of us. If you didn't believe in aliens before, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man.
Egress, light pole.
This document makes me think that the CIA went to an underground military base where they were reverse engineering alien aircraft. Let's get into it. Now, if you want to pause to read the entire document, go for it, but I want to point out a few things to you on each page. The first thing being right over here, it says T0940-1058. Those are coordinates, and we're going to get into where the coordinates take us to, but let's go through what our remote viewers saw first, okay? On this first page, he's talking about how it's definitely a government-controlled facility. It's a very sterile facility, and at least a portion of this area is closed in by Earth, so underground. Now, right here, he says there's a great deal of manipulation of objects, exchanging items, replacing things, testing, storage. The next thing I want to point out to you is he says the activity deals with high energy or potentially high energy. These are the impression of scientific research with strong government intent. And then he goes on to mention that he gets the impression that the failures have far outweighed the successes, and there's a particular concept of a rebound effect going on with these. It says right here, portions of the site are very dark and shadowy, and there are large areas of Earth that have been humanly manipulated. At least a portion of the site is closed in, gives one the impression of having rock or soil overhead on one side with a wide open expanse on the other side. There is a sense of controlled movement within this latter area. And then he goes on to describe basically shipping containers that are backed up end to end, and they go in this large circular movement as they spiral down into this large circular hole. Now, whatever is connecting these storage containers is underground and out of view inside of this hole, so our remote viewer moves on down into the hole. As he moves down into the hole, he sees flashes of blue from these containers. So flashes of blue from these high energy vehicles or weapons or whatever they're working on down there. Once he gets down into the hole, he sees a passageway leading off to a second larger hole. So he moves on down there. Once he's into that hole, he sees a larger circle, which inside of it sits several monuments. He sees a large parallel curved object that comes to a point at the end. Now, once he gets deeper in this hole, he sees many more objects. The first is a tall four-sided object with a pointed four-side apex that extends upward from the series of square-shaped steps or levels, so some type of like platform with this object on top of it. And coming out of the top of this object is some type of blue beam, some type of energy coming out the top of it. While he's in this particular area, he feels frightened, he feels uneasy, he's ready to move on. The second feature are several large slanted tubes with fog coming out of the ends, and as the fog comes out of the end, it drops down into a lower level. Now he notices that these tubes are sitting on something that appears to be solid, but is hollow on the inside, some like transfer through these tubes, right? He sees a third smaller area that appears to be like a storage area. He says it appears to be the final step in the process. And then a fourth area of festivity where people are excited and yelling good. I don't know, it kind of sounds like a bar or a pub to me underground, so I'm not really sure what that all is about. Now, this is how he describes the outside of this area. This is the overhead view. So you're looking at like a solid rock formation, but it's hollow on the inside, and then it has a entrance down into hollow earth. And go ahead and pause to read if you want to look at all the notes. These are all the shipping containers that he saw backed up one to another, circling down into this hole. Remember that creepy object that we talked about that had the 4 points and energy coming out of the top of it sitting on a platform? This is the drawing of it. This is what he saw. And these are the tubes with the fog coming out. See how the fog is dropping down into a lower area? And you can see right here, this area is lower and out of sight. Now this is the area that the pipes were sitting on. You can see it's thick, but there's also a hollow chamber inside of it and a passageway at the bottom. Assuming this is as he enters the dark hole where all the storage units circle down into. So this is just the dark hollow area as he moves farther down. And this is one of the many monuments that he saw as he moved farther and farther down underground. Now, when you go to Google Earth and you put in those coordinates that we were talking about in the very beginning, it takes you to Nigeria. And here's a fun fact. Africa has the least amount of alien sightings anywhere in the world. Is that because they have secret access and underground tunnels to and from Africa, so we're never going to see them there?